It's the Battle of Manchester, a rivalry that has transformed from a local feud into a global spectacle. Two clubs, one city, and a footballing war that's been quietly burning for over a century, now set ablaze by success, money, and pride. But, to truly understand Manchester City versus Manchester United, we need to go back, way back, to when this rivalry wasn't about titles or global fame. It was about neighborhoods, identity, and the soul of a city that lives and breathes football. Manchester United was founded in 1878, originally as Newton Heath, a working-class team built by railway workers, wearing green and gold. The club struggled in its early years, financially and competitively, until it rebranded in 1902 as Manchester United. That was the beginning of a legend. Manchester City's story starts in 1880 under the name St. Mark's. After a few name changes, they became Manchester City in 1894. They too were built by the working class, rooted in East Manchester, and fueled by the same love for the beautiful game. For much of the 20th century, the rivalry was real, but it wasn't balanced. Manchester United, especially after the 1950s under the legendary Matt Busby, began their climb toward greatness. The Busby Babes brought flair and youth to the English game, but tragedy struck in 1958 with the Munich air disaster, shaking the club and the nation. What followed was a story of resilience. United rebuilt. And by 1968, they became the first English club to win the European Cup, led by the genius of George Best, Bobby Charlton, and Dennis Law. City had their moments too. In the late 1960s and early 70s, they were electric, winning the league, FA Cup, and League Cup under Joe Mercer and Malcolm Allison. But after that golden era, City faded into inconsistency and financial struggle. Meanwhile, United thrived under Sir Alex Ferguson, a manager who turned them into a footballing empire. 13 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues, countless domestic trophies. From 1993 to 2013, Manchester was red, and City, they were just neighbors. But then everything changed. In 2008, Manchester City were purchased by the Abu Dhabi United Group. Overnight, they became the richest club in the world. And they didn't waste time. They signed Robinho, then Carlos Tevez, directly, from United no less, then Silva, Agüero, Yaya Touré, company, and in 2012 they did the unthinkable. Agüero! A 94th-minute goal on the final day of the season. City snatched the title from United in the most dramatic way imaginable. It was more than just a win. It was a statement, a shift in power, a new era. Since then, Manchester City have become a modern football machine, tactically intelligent, technically superior, and built with precision. And under Pep Guardiola, they've reached new levels of dominance. But let's not forget, United isn't just history. They're a giant, a global force. With fan bases stretching from Asia to Africa, they've become more than just a club. They're a brand, an institution. And yet, post-Ferguson, they've struggled to find stability. Managers have come and gone. Stars have arrived and faded. There's always pressure, always expectation, and always the looming presence of City's success just across town. So what do we have today? A city divided, not by distance, because both clubs are just a few miles apart, but by identity. City represent the future, innovation, a new kind of footballing excellence. United represent legacy, glory, the weight of tradition and unmatched history. And when they meet on the pitch, it's not just a derby. It's a clash of ideologies, of eras, of what football was, and what it's becoming. Let's talk about the way these two teams actually play the game, because in many ways, their styles reflect everything about who they are. Manchester United has always been about flair, counterattacks, speed, moments of individual brilliance. From the days of George Best to Ryan Giggs, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, United's identity is rooted in wide-open, entertaining football. It's about the drama, the comeback, the last-minute goal, the belief that no matter the odds, something special can happen. Even under Sir Alex Ferguson, United rarely dominated possession. They didn't need to. They controlled space. They hurt you in transition. And when it mattered most, they found a way. But what about today? Modern United has struggled with identity. Managers like Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, and now Ten Hag all brought different ideas. Some focused on defense, some on possession. Others tried to bring back the old-school United way. And while there have been moments, FA, Cup runs, Europa League success, top 4 finishes, there's been no sustained philosophy, no clear direction, just flashes of brilliance, overshadowed by inconsistency. Now let's look across the city. Manchester City is a blueprint. When Pep Guardiola arrived in 2016, he didn't just want to win, he wanted to transform. And that's exactly what he did. High pressing, quick transitions, positional play, possession with purpose. Every City match feels like a masterclass in control. Players know where to be, how to move, when to pass. The fullbacks invert, the midfielders drop deep, the center-backs join the build-up. It's not just football, it's choreography. Guardiola turned players like Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Ilkay Gundogan into tactical weapons. He took risks, playing without strikers, rotating goalkeepers, using center-backs as midfielders, and somehow it worked. Because at City, everything is built to fit his vision, and that's the real contrast. At United, the squad has often been a patchwork. Big names like Pogba, Lukaku, Sancho, Maguire, and Ronaldo returned, but few ever fully fit. It's like buying expensive parts without a clear plan for the machine. City, on the other hand, builds machines. System first, player second. Every signing is strategic. Every role is defined. But here's the thing. Despite the tactical superiority, City has always fought to earn what United inherited long ago: global love. Because even at their worst, Manchester United remained beloved. Iconic. You'll find more kids in United shirts on the streets of Jakarta or Lagos than almost any other club. That history doesn't fade easily. But City? They've built love. With football. People watch them and admire the perfection, the intelligence, the modern beauty of the game. It's not tribal like United. It's aesthetic. And let's not forget, the players. Manchester United gave us Eric Cantona, David Beckham, Roy Keane, Nemanja Vidic, Edwin van der Sar, Paul Scholes. Leaders, fighters, cult heroes. Manchester City gave us Sergio Agüero, Vincent Kompany, David Silva, Yaya Touré, Fernandinho. All quiet professionals who defined an era through performance, not personality. And now, City has Erling Haaland, a goal machine. United has Marcus Rashford, the local hero. City has Jack Grealish, flair and charisma. United has Bruno Fernandes, grit and vision. It's not just about talent, it's about what that talent represents. City is structure. United is emotion. And when these teams meet, that clash is visible in every pass, every tackle, every chant from the stands. One team plays like an algorithm, the other like a poem. Beautiful, messy, unpredictable. Neither approach is wrong. They just speak different languages. But the meaning, the fire, the purpose, that's the same. Because in Manchester, football isn't just played, it's lived. Manchester, a city split in two, not by borders or geography, but by loyalty. You're either red or blue. There's no middle ground. Not really, and that division runs deep. Ask any Mancunian. This isn't just a football match, it's a matter of pride, of family, of history passed down through generations. Grandfathers who wore United scarves, fathers who remember the main road days, kids growing up idolizing Rashford or De Bruyne, depending on the color of their blood. It's not just about who wins, it's about who you are. For decades, Manchester United were the city's pride on the global stage. From Munich to Moscow, their story is filled with pain and triumph, heartbreak and glory. They didn't just represent Manchester, they defined it for millions around the world. But now, Manchester City has rewritten the map. The Etihad is no longer just the other stadium. It's the fortress of the champions, and the blue side of the city has grown louder, prouder, bolder. What used to be a rivalry rooted in local frustration is now a battle of titans, a clash between the legacy of the past and the brilliance of the present. And in every derby, that tension explodes. You can feel it in the air, in the pubs, in the chants echoing down Deansgate, the anticipation, the nerves, the hope. It's electric. These aren't just 90 minutes of football, they're 90 minutes of memories in the making. One goal can silence half a city. One win can define a season. And yet, beneath the rivalry, there's respect. Because both clubs, in their own way, represent what football is all about. Manchester United is the story of resilience, reinvention, and reaching for greatness no matter the cost. Manchester City is the story of evolution, excellence, and the power of vision turned into reality. They are two sides of the same coin, built by the same city, loved in entirely different ways. So when someone asks you, City or United, remember it's never just a question about football. It's a question about memory, emotion, identity. Because in Manchester, football isn't just a sport, it's a way of life.